remember, you can always bring down the notepad. Okay? To make it more wild, as you can see. So please take a look at what I've done so far as to the posture, so that of course you can also determine the motion. Remember, the key here is that these two legs here must always be in opposite directions. If this one is moving forward, this one of course must be moving back. If this middle leg is facing forward, this middle leg must be facing back. If this front leg is going backwards, the rear leg there must be going forward. So that's the main idea in the beginning. And let's see, I'm just trying to get extra care here. I think this guy here needs to be moved a bit forward like that. Okay, and now once we are happy with the setup that we've had now, we will then need to create keyframes. But since we know there are only certain objects that we actually use as control points, here's what we're going to do. We're going to open up the selection tool, and then here are the objects we're going to select. Select the root dummy, and then we're also going to select all these ones also, all the rectangles with the dummy root, as you can see. Select them. We are going to create a name selection set for them so that we can easily select them from the pop-up menu. So we're going to click on the ABC button there, of course, and then in here click on this bracket here, create a new set, call these animation controllers. Okay. And of course, when you click on the plus, you can see exactly which objects are actually have been added. It's only the dummies that actually control the scene. So that now if we simply click on the button here and click on the animation controls, as you can see, it easily selects them. As you can see, there are 7 objects that we're working on. Now after that, we're going to now begin animation. So we're going to click on auto key. Remember, we're only doing animation once we are happy with this initial pose. Okay, so if this is the way you want Mokonzi to start, well, in fact it should be the way Mokonzi starts its animation. Well, this is the way we have started it. Okay, so with this setup, we're going to click on the create key button, of course, so that now it has created a keyframe for us there. Now since this is a walk cycle, of course we want the ending and the beginning to be the same, so that we can loop it through an animation. So we are going to select this keyframe that it has created there, and then hold down shift on the keyboard and then move it forward to frame 90, so that way we can create a duplicate frame there. Of course, when you play back, you can see nothing is happening, because of course the beginning and the end are the same. Why? Because of course it's a cycle. Okay, so that's why we copy the keyframe from there by holding shift and then moving that keyframe to frame 90. Okay, and now there comes a point in an animation where of course the object needs to actually eventually move forward. It can't just freeze like this from 0 to 90 frames. And now this is a part now where we jump on to the middle of the scene. Now here's the funny thing. To make my aim in my tutorials is always to find a way to make things more effectively done, and let me show you what I mean. Okay, now we're going to go to frame 46, which is roughly around the half time during the animation. So jump on to frame 46, as you can see. Now here's what you're going to do the smart way. You can see clearly the objects. Actually, let's first click on the selection tool so that we don't select everything. We're going to click on the object here. You can see the object is mainly moving on the y-axis, so I'm going to undo that for now. What needs to happen now is that we're going to simply swap around the y-axis coordinates of each of these onto the next one. So we come here, as you can see, as we saw, it's being pulled on the y-axis. So we're going to open up Notepad so that it can keep our coordinates quite well. In fact, let's start by working on the right hand side. Open up Notepad so that we can now begin to enter some values. For instance, this leg here, we're going to copy its name and then in Notepad paste it there. We're going to now to enter its value. Let's see, we're going to see, let's see, at frame 46 the y coordinate is in here, and there it is, as you can see. Right click, and then we're going to copy that value. So we come and paste it here, of course. Okay, and then of course we're going to copy this, the left leg's value. We're going to copy, of course, again its y coordinate at that point. So copy it and we paste it in Notepad here. We are doing this so that we can now simply paste these values here onto where they're supposed to be. So remember, we are now going to simply swap around the values of each of these opposite legs. So as you can see, the left leg was at 43 units, but now we're going to move it to 200. So copy that value there, and of course we select the left leg. Remember, now it needs to come to where this one was, so we come in here, right click and paste, and then press enter. Just like that, you will notice now the leg has moved back to occupy the position where this one was. Okay, and then of course we are now going to select this leg so that it can take the position where this one used to be. So we open up, we're going to copy its value there on the y-axis, and we come here, paste, and press enter. Can you see what happened? If you play this back now, as you can see, they're nicely swapping positions around, as you can see. Of course it looks like it's sliding, but trust me, this is how we get started, by simply swapping around coordinates. Okay, next we come here to the back. Of course we copy this one's y coordinates. So this one is on the right, so we're going to copy it there and paste. And then of course the one on the left, copy also its coordinates and paste. Okay, of course now we're going to copy the value from the left leg there. We select the right leg and paste the value and press enter. Now of course, as you can see, to take the same position as that leg over there, and then of course that means we are going to have to take that leg, copy these coordinates and paste and press enter. Again, if you play this now from the back, sorry, we did something. I think we forgot to animate at the right keyframes, so I'm going to undo my scene, undo. Yeah, okay, now they're back to the way they were. We forgot we must move to frame 46, of course, right there. Okay, sorry about that. And again, of course, we are going to copy now the values here. Remember, it should be at frame 46, not at anywhere else. So we come and paste this value here. Of course, frame 46 will create a keyframe there. Select that leg, or that dummy, copy, and of course we come here and paste and press enter. Now of course when we play this back, there we go. Can you see already, of course, the mechanical motion as to what is going on? Okay. Now back to frame 46. We are going to copy the values of the middle one here. Select the moving tool. Remember, copy its Y position. Let's come here. Never mind the name. We just know we're working on the right one. Paste the value there. And of course, select the leg on that side also. Copy. And paste the value there. And then of course, we're going to copy its value. Swapping the value from there. At frame 46, we're going to come here and paste. Okay, and of course select that leg there. It's going to have this value here, of course. copy the keyframe and paste and enter. Now you won't believe what we've just done. If you play this back, aha, can you see all the legs in full motion? This is quite a good start, I must say. Look at that, mechanical motion already. And also we're going to select the dummy root and move on to frame 46 by entering it, and create a key there for it also, because we'll need it eventually. And I know now the question on everybody's lips is, how do we fix this sliding motion? Okay, I'm about to show you how, of course. Just hang on. We're going to pick the rear leg there. Yeah, you can see where it is, of course. And we're going to move somewhere in the timeline. I think frame 21 is a safe point. Remember, we're working on auto key mode, so move to frame 21 with the auto key on. And of course, this is the part, this is a secret to actually stopping the sliding from happening. The foot needs to be picked up, of course. So we're going to move up the foot or the leg on the y-axis, as you can see, upwards, before of course it comes settling down, as you can see. So that now when we play this back, you can tell the difference now, of course. You see that? Okay. Definitely something different has happened. Okay. Now remember the rule, whatever we do to one leg must be replicated onto the other. Okay, so here at this point we're going to copy the Z coordinate of the leg at that point, because remember the leg has gone upwards. And we're going to select the other leg, which is on the left hand side, of course. Now for that leg, I'm talking about the one, of course, at the rear there. That one, you can see clearly it doesn't need to rise at this point here. It needs to rise somewhere here, which is around frame 68. So select the moving tool, and then we're going to enter there. We're going to right click and paste the Z coordinate, so that now you'll notice it does pick up. Look at that, you see that? Now we have quite good replication taking place. Moving on to this foot here at the front, the dummy at the front here. We need to decide when does it pick itself upwards. Of course, just like with the previous one, it needs to be picked up at frame 21. And this guy here can go high. As you can see clearly, these 2 feet here, they're having a conversation, you know. So at this point, this is when this one here gets raised up. Just confirm whether it's the right thing to do. If it's a bit too high, okay, you can see where it is. Yeah, it could be a bit too high. Let's just drop it down a bit like that. We're going to copy the Z coordinate, and of course that means, okay, just make sure we copy again properly. That means, of course, for that leg we'll need to move on to frame 68, as you can see, and we're going to right click and paste the value there, so that now the leg on the other side can rise up. So let's just play this again. Can you see? Quite a bit has changed indeed. You see the difference now, the feet are picking up. Okay, and then up next we need to work, of course, on the middle legs. Now the middle leg will also need to move to frame 68. For this leg here, it needs to be up in the air at this point, and of course that means simply we move it up like that. Remember, never overdo things. Yeah, we're going to copy the position there, the Z position, as you can see, that's the one we are copying. That means, of course, we're going to select the other leg, the other dummy, and of course we're going to move on to frame 21. We come here and we paste. Okay, now let's see things and how they're happening from this view here. Let's see. Can you see what's going on? If we view things from the left viewport here, you see our robot is marching, of course, beautifully. Oh yeah. Now I know what you're thinking. You tell me, well, Henry, the legs are just moving but the body isn't doing anything. Now I like that observation. Now this is the part where we animate the body movement so that the body can have the appearance of rising or falling. And for that, let's move to the point more or less where the legs are basically in the air. So we're going to go to frame 26. Now in here we are going to raise our baby up. So we move the body upwards, as you can see. Let's see if that's enough elevation. Okay, let's see if the body starts like that, rising and falling. So you can see the height that it gained there. And then we are going to, of course, copy the Z coordinate there. And then we are going to move on to the next stage when the legs are more or less also in the air, which is around frame 71. Okay, and then in here, of course, we're going to right click and paste our Z coordinates. Let's see how do things look like from here. You see that the entire body is in motion. Wait until you see Mokonzi from the front here. Come on, Mokonzi, take a walk. There we go. You see that? Beautiful, eh? Okay. Now you can see, of course, it's in full motion. Okay. Now my animation is going too quick, so I'm going to change my time configuration. So click on the time configuration button. I'm going to change my speed back to 1 times. I didn't know it was running at 2 times the speed. Yeah, so that now you can see, of course, what's going on. Okay, something tells me the height is a bit too much, so we need to reduce the height. So from now on, by the way, there's an easier way to move between these keyframes. So to do that, we're going to click on the key mode toggle button there. Yeah, like that, so that now we can easily move between keyframes. You notice if you click on this button here, it doesn't move between the frames anymore, but only between keyframes. Okay, so for instance here you can see it rises quite a lot, so let's move on forward. We need to lower our baby a bit so that it only rises a bit. Okay, of course, let's go to that key again. We're going to copy the keyframe there. Move on to this stage here, and of course we need to paste the value there. Okay, so that we can lower it a bit. There we go. Now we have much more natural height elevation. Okay, now take a look at this. Okay, firstly here, okay, we have good motion, very good motion, I must say. Now take a look at here in the front viewport here. Can you see how the body is moving? Now there's since this is a dynamic animation, we need also to look into consideration as what happens in real life when objects are in motion. With human beings, you notice if you are moving, if your right foot is upwards, then you'll notice your body tends to move in a certain direction, either left or right, depending on which foot is actually raised. The same way with our robots, so we need to work on that. In other words, just the elevation of the body and the legs causes the body to be swung in a particular direction or another. So to fix that, we're going to need to work on the front viewport. Right click and then let's turn on back the grids. We're going to move, of course, to the keyframe here, which is frame 26. At this point here, as you can see, if it's this leg which is raised, it means, of course, the body weight is resting on the legs which are still on the floor here, which are still rooted on the ground. So the body will be moved to this side. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so the body is moved to this side at that point. Let's move on, and then you notice, of course, the body will come back to its original position. And then when it's at frame 71, it means, of course, now the weight has shifted now to these legs, because these legs here are up in the air. It's only common sense, guys. So that means, of course, the body now needs to be moved to that side, so that now if you play the animation, can you see how the body now is being moved with, or according to the weight that's coming from which legs are raised and so forth. You see that? Okay, that's much more proper.
Thank you for watching yet another amazing episode in the amazing Mokonzi the Robot training series. My name is Henrythejedi, and remember to support us by purchasing our training DVDs. Get yourselves a copy of one or two or all of them, because together they will put you in such a strong, solid position to take your production to another amazing level of creativity. My name is Henry Mbata, also known as the Jedi, and I'm out of here.